Welcome to the Tarryn Reeves Show, the podcast for elite entrepreneurs, visionary leaders, and high-impact CEOs who are ready to grow their brand, amplify their message, and build a legacy. I'm your host, Tarryn Reeves, multiple international best-selling author, publishing strategist, and founder of Automatic Authority Publishing and Press House. Each week, we dive into powerful conversations with trailblazing entrepreneurs and change makers who are using storytelling to scale their business and impact. So grab your favorite drink, settle in, and get ready for a dose of inspiration, strategy, and the truth behind what it really takes to turn your wisdom into wealth. Welcome back to another episode. Now, this one is for you if you've ever felt like your message isn't landing the way it used to. If your marketing feels more like noise than it does magnetism, or if you know that you're meant to lead louder, but something just feels off, this one's for you. Because today we're uncovering the business strategy that your voice is missing. And it has everything to do with how you show up, how you sell, and yes, of course, I'm going to talk about it, how you write your book. Your book is your business voice in physical form. It's the strategy, the story, and the system that will outlive your social media posts and work for you long after you've closed your laptop. So grab your coffee, your green juice, whatever it is you're vibing today, and let's dive in. Now, when most people hear find your voice, they think of tone, personality, maybe confidence, but your business voice is so much deeper than that. It's not just how you sound, it's how you sell, how you connect, and how you lead. Your voice is the through line, if you like, that connects your story, your strategy, and your sales. It's the ribbon that ties it all together. And when that voice is out of alignment, everything else feels wobbly. Your marketing feels forced, your audience disengages, and your sales feel way harder than they should. And here's the truth. A powerful voice doesn't just sell stories, it also builds systems. It doesn't just inspire people, it moves them to take action. And it doesn't just share values, it lives them out loud, visible through structure and story. Now, this is where your book comes in, because a book is the purest, most strategic form of your voice. It takes your lived experience, your frameworks, your mission, and crystallizes them into something tangible that amplifies your brand on autopilot. This isn't just a case of being heard. It's about being understood at scale. Lots of people understanding what it is you are about. Now, let's be honest, most entrepreneurs start with a powerful voice. They have a story, they have a purpose, they've got that fire in their belly. But somewhere between scaling their business and surviving the algorithm, they lose that. They begin to outsource their messaging, they follow other people's templates, they stop trusting their instincts, and suddenly their content sounds like everyone else's. So their audience stops listening, and then the entrepreneur starts questioning themselves. Things like, maybe I need to rebrand. Maybe I'm not as good as I thought. What am I doing anyway? But let me tell you that it isn't your business that's broken. There's just a connection missing between your voice and your strategy. Now, this happens when you've built your business around your operations and not your essence. Your business voice is the strategy. And if you don't define it, the market will define it for you. That's why writing a book can be such a transformative process, because you can't fake clarity in a book. You can't hide behind trends or templates. You have to really dive deep and rediscover what you believe to be true, what you teach, and what you stand for. It's like holding a mirror up to your brand and finally remembering who you are again. So the question is, how do we rebuild your voice as a business strategy? Now, I call this the Voice Strategy Triad: message, magnetism, and mechanics. Let's break that down. Message. This is the what of everything. It's the unshakable truth that you stand for. It's not your tagline or your elevator pitch. It's the core belief that runs through everything that you create. So you want to be asking yourself, What do I actually want to be known for? And does everything I say, sell, and write reinforce that? When you write your book, you're forced to get brutally clear on this. You can't build 200 pages around some sort of vague idea. Your book becomes that anchor for your message and the proof that your ideas have depth and have direction. And if you can't articulate your message in one sentence, you're really not ready to scale it yet. Now, the second part of the triad is magnetism. This is the how. Magnetism is the emotional frequency of your voice. It's how your audience feels when they hear you. It's built through authenticity, vulnerability, and boldness. And your book is one of the most powerful ways to build this kind of magnetism, because readers don't just consume your words, they connect with your humanity, you as a person instead of the brand. And when you share not just the highlight reel of things, but the really messy middle, because we all know they're in there, the failures, the fears, the lessons, those parts are what build trust. And people aren't buying perfection anymore. What they're buying is they're buying relatability. And then the last part of this 3-part equation is the mechanics, the why it works part. And unfortunately, this is where most entrepreneurs fall flat. You can have the literal best story in the world, but if there's no structure, it will not scale. That's why your book isn't just creative expression, it's a marketing system. When you position it right, it becomes a lead magnet that attracts your ideal clients, a sales funnel that pre-sells your offers, and a PR tool that opens doors to media, speaking, and partnerships. Now, your book doesn't replace your marketing. What it does is it simplifies it. Because once your message is published, your marketing is then able to take on direction, your brand has credibility, and your voice has a platform that will never stop working for you. Now, this is all well and good, but let's get practical. Here's how to find the business strategy that your voice has been missing. So grab your notes because these prompts are gold. Prompt number 1. I want you to think about, what do I want to be known for? And does my audience actually know that? What do I want to be known for? And does my audience actually know that? Prompt number 2 is, what am I no longer willing to apologize for? Because this is where your unapologetic truth and the essence of your book lives. What are you no longer willing to apologize for? Prompt number 3, what do my ideal clients need to hear, not just know, to trust me? What do they need to hear, not just know and be told, to trust me? The 4th prompt is, what stories do I need to tell, even if they make me uncomfortable? Remember that relatability factor, that vulnerability factor. What stories do you have that you are willing to tell, even if they make you a little uncomfortable, because you know that they will land with your audience? And the final prompt I'm going to give you is this. If my business disappeared tomorrow, what message would I want the world to remember? If your business disappears tomorrow, what message would you want the world to remember? Now, these 5 questions are the foundation of both your strategic voice and your book, because your book isn't just about sharing information, it's about shaping transformation. And when you clarify your message, align it with your mission, and wrap it in a story, you create a book that builds your authority and your business. Now, quick warning, because I see these mistakes all the time. I'm going to give you 4 of the biggest mistakes that I see that will mute that voice faster than an old school gag. All right? The first one is outsourcing your voice too early. Hire help. Yes, big fan of hiring the help, but don't hand over your message. You can delegate creation, but you cannot delegate conviction. Okay, so do not outsource your voice too early until you've got a really good handle on it and are able to communicate that to other people and exactly how the brand needs to communicate its soul, essentially. The second one is trying to sound super smart. Clarity converts, and when you're trying to sound too smart, it becomes complex, and complexity confuses people. So speak simply, and that is powerful. Keep it simple. The third biggest mistake I see is when people are trying to speak to everybody. The fastest way to lose your voice is to try to please everybody who may be listening. You really want to get specific, and because that is what creates connection. Who are you speaking to? Speak only to them. And the last one I want to speak to you about today is waiting until you're ready, air quotes, to write your book. Because you will never feel ready. There is no right time. There is no right number in your bank account. There is no right number of kids in your house or partner or whatever it is that you're waiting for to apparently be ready. You will never feel ready, but your readers are already waiting. So get your tuchus into gear and do it. So what's the business strategy that your voice is missing? It's not another funnel. It's not more content. What it is alignment. So when your message, magnetism, and mechanics work together, your voice becomes your most powerful marketing system. And then when you turn that voice into a book, that then becomes your legacy. Your book is your business voice, bound, packaged, and published for the world to experience. It works while you sleep, scales your story, and positions you as the go-to authority in your niche. If this episode resonated with you, share a friend, leave a review, and follow along for more tips. Tell me what part hit home. And if you're ready to write your book, the one that will align your message, your brand, and your business, head to automaticauthority.com and come and hang out with me, because your story is the strategy your business has been waiting for. Until next time, own your story, lead unapologetically, and remember, your voice is the strategy, your book is the system, and your legacy starts today. Thanks for tuning in to the Tarryn Reeves Show. If today's episode lit a fire in you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a story that could transform your business. If you're ready to write the book that positions you as the go-to authority in your industry, visit automaticauthority.com to find out how we can help you make it happen. Until next time, keep owning your story, leading with impact, and building a legacy.